you We're happy to have you here, whether you're joining in person or online. We hope you'll continue to participate in whichever manner you feel the most comfortable. All right, everyone, if you'll please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you again to everyone who's joining us tonight. Before we move through the agenda, I want to quickly go through registration information and our rules and standards for public meetings. We welcome everyone, and the council's goal is to make the meetings a place where people feel safe and comfortable participating in their government. We invite everyone to help make this a welcoming space. A respectful and safe environment allows us to conduct the meeting in an orderly and efficient way. Our most basic rule is that any action that causes a disruption to our ability to conduct the meeting or any safety concern involving threats or unprotected speech are not allowed. These actions or comments may result in removal from the meeting. As a reminder of our public comment registration process, individuals may register to comment on scheduled public hearing items up until the hearing is closed. For the general comment section, we will accept signups until 7:30 p.m. The general comment section is limited to a maximum of 1 hour and will only include commenters who register before 7:30. So if you're here to give general comments, please sign up and remember that it is possible not everyone who signed up may be able to speak. This brings us to item A4, approving the work session meeting minutes of February 11th, and March 25th of 2025, as well as the formal meeting minutes of March 4th, April 8th, May 6th, and May 20th of 2025. I'll look for a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Pui, second by Councilmember Petro. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. This brings us to the public hearing section of our agenda. These are specific proposals before the council that require a public hearing. Your comments should pertain to the hearing item, and if you go off topic, we will ask you to stop your comment. Our meeting rules apply to hearing comments as well. Please avoid disruptions or threats, or we will ask a staff member to assist you out of the meeting. Also, a reminder, comments that include profanity, personal attacks, intimidation, or discriminatory language are not persuasive or compelling to the council. They are not helpful in creating a respectful or safe environment. To sign up to comment on any of the hearing items, please register online or turn in a comment card to the in-person staff. We accept sign-ups until the hearing item is closed. We will be calling the names in the order of sign-up. If you are on Zoom, please unmute your mic when your name is called. Each person will have 2 minutes. Please raise your hand in the room or on Zoom for staff assistance. If you're having technical issues in Zoom, our staff member, Matilda Bluschak, can assist you. If you reach the 2-minute mark, the host will announce time and your microphone will be muted. If you are unable to finish your comment, please share the rest via email, mail, or call our office. Contact information is listed at slccouncil.com. If you have a handout for the council, please notify council staff who will assist you. Our first public hearing item, B1, is for the Ordinance Design Review Standards Amendment. Before we begin taking comments, I will turn the time over to Nick Tarbett, Council Deputy Director, to give a short introduction.
Thank you. This proposal would clarify when each section of the design review standards apply to a project, ensure code language clearly communicates the standard's intent, and delete duplicative standards from the chapter.
Thank you, Nick. Taylor, please start with our first public comment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We do not have anyone registered to speak to this item.
Madam Chair,
Thank you. I'll look for a motion.
I move that the council close the public hearing and defer action to a future council meeting.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Pui, second by Councilmember Mono. Do we have any discussion on the item? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Our next item, B2, is for an ordinance parking regulations in the downtown zoning district's text amendment. Before we begin taking comments, I'll turn the time over again to Nick Tarbett, Council Deputy Director, to give a short intro.
Thank you. This proposed text amendment is related to parking regulations in the downtown and gateway mixed-use zoning districts. It would consolidate standards for ease of use and eliminate conflicts in city code, and proposes to eliminate obsolete review requirements.
Thank you, Nick. Taylor, please start with the first public comment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have one person registered to speak to this item, and that will be Alec Conkle, who is here in person.
Hey y'all, my name is Alec and I am a resident of District 4. Just want to voice my sincere support for adopting this ordinance. My neighborhood has been cratered by parking lots, which are bad for a number of reasons, but honestly the biggest one for me is the urban heat island effect. Every day I walk by what was the La France Apartments behind the Greek Orthodox Church, and it is now a soulless parking lot that is really, really hot and sweaty in the summer. And so I'm just hoping that, we can kind of close the loophole on this issue and save me some hot, sweaty walks back from work. Additionally, I've also noticed with the Royal Woods building's demolition from a couple months ago that it is also now a giant parking lot crater. And the most frustrating thing about that seems to be the increased incidences of public safety issues. Everything from just it being like really dark in that parking lot and kind of sketchy to walk through. Over the firework period last month, a lot of illegal fireworks getting launched out there. So I appreciate you guys taking some feedback on this and just wanted to voice my support. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Madam Chair,
Please.
I would like to move that we close the public hearing and adopt the ordinance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Pui, second made by Councilmember Mono. Do we have any discussion? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Our last item, B3, is for an ordinance amendment of Chapter 1114, Parties, Gatherings, or Events. Before we begin taking comments, I'll turn the time over to Michael Sanders, our Council Policy Analyst, to give a short introduction. Michael?
Thank you, Council. So this proposal will introduce a civil enforcement remedy that the city will use to respond to unruly parties, gatherings, or events. These are defined as events involving 3 or more people near residents that result in observed law violations, public disturbances, or blocked public ways. The proposal authorizes an administrative citation of $1,000 issued to the property owner after a prior warning. Additionally, this amendment allows the use of non-sworn police personnel to respond to these events.
Thank you, Michael. Taylor, please start with our first public commenter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 5 people registered to speak to this item. The first will be Jonathan Ramrus, followed by Esther Hunter, and then Joe Arnold. Jonathan is here in person.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Ramrus. I live on 442 University Street, right next to the stadium parking lot. Lived there for over 40 years, and I'm an architect, recently retired. So, there. Okay, let me read my statement. Hi, everyone. As resident and stakeholder of Salt Lake City East Central neighborhood, we are writing to express our strong support for the proposed nuisance policy that will help address unlawful party gathering behavior that have increasingly disrupted our community's peace and safety. Our neighborhood has experienced a troubling rise in disruptive activities that impact the quality of life for families, seniors, students, working residents who call East Central home. Late night parties, excessive noise, property damage, and unsafe gatherings have become too common, affecting our ability to enjoy our homes and feel secure in our community. We particularly want to highlight the ongoing issues with the 12th East Median. These areas, which were once intended to serve as green space for our community enjoyment, have unfortunately become gathering spots that contribute to unlawful activities, create safety hazards for pedestrians, trying to navigate our neighborhood safely. Regular application of CIP dollars are unyielding and safe results. This is an example of missed level of service, a need for immediate action from public lands. We echo the concerns that Council Member Lopez has raised in her first term of office. She has raised awareness of the unlawful activities, deferred maintenance, and levels of service that remain unaccounted for in East Central. Our community deserves safe, accessible pedestrian areas where families can walk, children can play, and residents can move freely without concern for their safety. The current situation along 12th East and other problem areas, many, requires immediate attention and consistent enforcement to ensure our sidewalks, medians, and public spaces serve their intended purpose.
Thank you. We ask that you please submit your comments to us via online. You can email us, you can call in, or you can come back to another council meeting. Thank you. Taylor, next commenter, please.
Next will be Esther Hunter, followed by Joe Arnold, and then Martin Bouchert. Esther is here in person.
Hi, I'm Esther Hunter. I'm Chair of East Central Community Council, and I'm here tonight to thank you for all the work that's been done. I want to especially thank Jill, for Alejandro, for Chief Red, Marie Stewart, Detective Marie, and all the work that this amazing group of people that we don't even know in the city have done to listen to us and actually hear us on this particular issue. I was raised in this area, and I'm not a young chicken, and then I moved away and came back, and I've lived in my current house over 40 years. We've always had parties. But in the last 5 years, the parties have gone crazy, and they are extreme, and that's what we called them. So this will be a very effective tool for us to begin addressing this. We're a very self-sufficient neighborhood. We tend to not want to call. We don't want to bother anybody. And we tend to try to take care of things ourselves. So we had a group of 18 different neighbors that are part of a neighborhood watch group that was logging in when one of the extreme parties happened. They'd log in, I'd go get in my car, and I'd go handle the party. And so we've actually been trying to do as much as we could on some of this. But it grew from 7 to 27 to over 60 houses that have become essential massive bars that are also linked, and it is very concerning for the young people, for alcohol poisoning, for all kinds of things that are happening. So this tool is amazing, and we're very thankful for it, and we hope that you pass it tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Taylor, next commenter, please.
Next will be Joe Arnold, followed by Martin Bouchert, and then Rocky Anderson. Joe's here in person.
Hello. Yes, my name is Joe Arnold. I'm a retired audiologist, so I know all about how noise can adversely affect people. My comment, I'll just start in. I've lived in the neighborhood for 35 years. In the past several years, things have definitely gotten much worse in terms of these massive parties. Several of my neighbors have moved away because of this deterioration. It used to be considered a really good neighborhood to live in, but it's undergoing what I would consider reverse gentrification. House parties with literally hundreds of people, loud music with deep penetrating bass that penetrates through the walls of surrounding houses hour after hour, kegs of beer going into houses, beer pong tables left in the front yards, piles of trash, broken glass, and beer cans strewn on the ground and broken glass in the streets, parking on lawns, underage drinking, co-eds falling on the ground or stumbling into the streets, drunk people defecating in the bushes, fireworks going off in the middle of the night, loud yelling and fights, cars peeling out, gunfire being done in the middle of the intersection of 4th South and Douglas, being woken up by people screaming, lawns with no evidence of upkeep, tall dead grass which causes a fire hazard, dying trees, a complete lack of concern that the behavior is having on any of their neighbors, and a sense of arrogant entitlement. Their parents would be mortified if they saw this behavior, and I know they would not want to live next to them. I'm not sure that this proposed change will make a difference. I don't understand why current laws have not been enforced. For many of these houses, a $1,000 fine would simply be charging people $5 at the door. That needs to be considered, and I would recommend the first offense $1,000, the second $2,000, the third $4,000, and up. Those are my comments.
Thank you. Taylor, next commenter, please.
Next is Martin Butchert, followed by Rocky Anderson. Martin is here in person.
Thank you, City Council. For the record, it's pronounced Buchert by my branch of the family, but I've heard it pronounced every possible way. I also am a homeowner in District 4 in the East Central neighborhood. I've lived in East Central for the past 13 years, so this makes me a newcomer relative to some of those who you've heard from. My children have gone to school at Wasatch Elementary, at East High, at West High. I have a daughter who is a student at the U right now. My wife went to graduate school at the U. I taught at the U for 10 years. We are invested in the U. We're invested in the neighborhood. We have no complaints with being in a university community. We have, by and large, benefited as a family from our connection to the U. And so I want to make clear that, and I believe that this is a feeling shared in common with many people on this, the public response group that Esther mentioned. This is not a complaint against the university or against students as a class. I too have seen things escalate in the past 5 years. As I walked over here today for this hearing, I pulled up the email I sent at 2 in the morning in late September 2020, the first time I got involved with the city on the issue of a party that at 1 o'clock was still going strong in a backyard with 150 people there in the middle of a COVID shutdown. Things have continued to deteriorate since then, and I want to add my expression of support for this motion that's on the table for you to consider tonight. I have concluded with many of my friends and neighbors that enforcement to the landlord is the only thing that we've seen successfully change behavior of some of these problem student residents. And so I wish to add my voice of support to that. I share the concern of the last commenter. On the exact same mathematical grounds, a $1,000 fine is a $5 a head charge for some of these parties. And if the landlords can simply transfer the financial liability over to their tenants.
Time.
Thank you. Next commenter, please.
Next will be Rocky Anderson, who is here in person.
Good evening. We need enforcement, not revisions, and especially an administrative remedy. We need enforcement of the present ordinance. The frequency and obnoxiousness of extremely long, loud, drunken parties violating neighbors' rights to the peaceful enjoyment of their own homes and even our ability to sleep has gotten entirely out of hand, especially these last 5 years. Violence or the threat of violence can be the result of the city's failure to respond to neighbors' complaints. When I was mayor, we took these problems seriously because we knew that we, the administration, was largely responsible for providing truly livable communities. We sought, along with our council at the time, who worked this out together, we sought to do what we could do to make our entire city livable, safe, secure, and conducive to the peaceful enjoyment of everyone's homes. We put into place and strictly enforced an ordinance that provided for an initial fine for loud disruptive parties, then increased the fine for each later offense. Upon a second offense, we would notify the owners of the property, if it was rental property, and warn them of their liability for offenses. Shamefully, there is now little or no enforcement of the present ordinance of the city. Do you know how many citations there have been under the present ordinance? One neighbor who's gone through hell because of nearby party houses spoke with a police officer who told her to get earplugs because, in his words to her, there's nothing we can do about it. Our mayor and police officers should read Salt Lake City's Good Neighbor Guide, which says the noise regulation prohibits loud noise at night between the hours of 7 p.m. or 8
Time.
and then the county guides us also to call.
Thank you.
We need enforcement,
Thank you.
mask it over with some kind of administration.
Thank you. You can take the remainder of your comments and submit them. We appreciate it. Do we have any other commentators, Taylor?
That was the final register commenter.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, I move that the council close the public hearing and adopt the ordinance.
Thank you, Councilmember. Motion been made. Second?
Second.
Sorry, that was a calling for second, but yes, also a second. Second made by Councilmember Petro. We'll now open it up for discussion. Go ahead, Councilmember Pui.
I would like to acknowledge that, the ordinance was very evident that the ordinance needed a huge improvement. The police department tracking the calls for service, the police department also highlighting the citations given, and the 400-500% increase in calls that you, Madam Chair, made it very public here to all of us was a very big concern. I also would like to highlight that within the law, this ordinance in front of us is the most restrictive that it can be. $1,000 is what the state allows us to do. It doesn't allow us to do any more. We probably should ask the state to revise their law. But ultimately, we can just impose fees up to a Class B misdemeanor fee, which is $1,000, and that this ordinance matches that. I'm very thankful for the upgrade as far as having more all of the police department employees to be eyes on the ground, so more eyes to be able to identify those unruly parties. Everybody likes a good party, but those parties didn't seem to be the right kind of parties. So we need to be respectful of each other in our city. So I wanted to share those thoughts.
Thank you. Do we have any other comments from any other colleagues of mine? Thank you, Councilmember Pui, for those comments. And I know that my neighborhood and our neighbors acknowledge that. I want to say thank you to our neighbors, to East Central, who they haven't just raised this recently. I think it seems like a recent issue, but all of us that went to the U know we've probably all stopped by Jonathan's home to have a beer or two, and you're welcome to do so. But this has gone out of hand, and I don't need to echo the sentiments that have been said here today, but I do want to offer thanks to Chief Red for taking this seriously, to Deputy Chief Manzanares, to all the police staff. Thank you to Jill Love, especially, for helping guide this through the administrative process. What we're doing tonight is closing a loophole that allows officers to cite and to act with the help of civil enforcement, so that there is both the civil citation and a criminal citation offered. And it lends its hand so that we can resort and equate this to an actionable solution today that's not just affecting East Central or District 4. It's quite frankly running rampant. And as we continue to grow and as we grow our student populations, it's a type of tool that we'll need in our city and municipal toolbox. That being said, do we have any more discussion? If not, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay. We'll now move on to our potential items, and we have no other potential items, so I'll move on to the comment section. Are there any questions for the mayor and her staff? Thank you to Lindsay Nicola. Thank you to Jill Love for joining us today. Seeing no questions, we are now at the general comment portion of our agenda. This is for the public to comment on any city business not scheduled for a public hearing. This section is limited to a maximum of 1 hour and to only those individuals who registered to speak before 7:30. Our meeting rules apply to these general comments. Please avoid disruptions or threats, or we will ask a staff member to assist you out of the meeting. Also, as a reminder, comments that include profanity, personal attacks, intimidation, or discriminatory language are not persuasive or compelling to the council. They are not helpful to create a respectful or safe environment. To sign up to comment on any of the hearing items, please register online or turn in a comment card to the in-person staff. We accept sign-ups until 7:30. We will be calling the names in the order of sign-up. If you are on Zoom, please unmute your mic when your name is called. Each person will have 2 minutes. Please raise your hand in the room or on Zoom for staff assistance. If you're having technical issues in Zoom, our staff member, Matilda Bleschuk, can assist you. To help make sure that as many people as possible can speak during the hour, anyone in person should feel free to come up and stand in line when you hear your name called. Please also avoid interruptions so that we can use the time for as many people to comment as possible. If you reach the 2-minute mark, the host will announce time and your microphone will be muted. If you are unable to finish your comment, please share the rest via email, mail, or call our office. Contact information is listed at slccouncil.com. If you have a handout for the council, please notify council staff who will assist you. Taylor, you can begin with our first general comment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have one person registered to speak to general comment. That will be Judy Short. Judy, you may now unmute.
Judy, can you hear us?
Didn't see the square for the first time. I'm Judy Short. You probably know me as the land use chair of the Sugar House Community Council. Another hat I wear is as president of Friends of Gilgal Garden. This year, July 1st, marked the 25th anniversary of Gilgal Sculpture Garden as a Salt Lake City park. The money for the purchase of the land was raised by citizens of Salt Lake. Just like the housing market of today, somebody was trying to buy the parcel at 749 East, 500 South to be a group of townhomes in amongst the wonderful sculptures that make up Gilgal. We still smile as we think about what a coup that was, to actually raise a big pot of gold and hand it to the mayor to purchase the park and protect it. We're going to celebrate. The last time we did this was on the 10th anniversary, 15 years ago. Now it has been 25 years. We will gather at the garden, 749 East, 500 South, on September 21st from 1 to 5 p.m. The mayor will speak around 3 p.m. Everyone is welcome to celebrate this wonderful art garden. Today, I sent you an electronic invitation via email so you can put it on your calendar. We hope to see all of you at the garden. And our next endeavor will be to make the garden a landmark site. Thank you.
Thank you. Taylor, was that our last comment?
Yep, that was the final register commenter.
Thank you. This brings us to new business item E1 for resolution zoning map amendment at approximately 2157 South Lincoln Street Extension. I'll look for a motion.
I move that the council adopt a resolution extending the time to comply with the conditions in Ordinance 78 of 2023 for an additional 6 months.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Petro, second by Councilmember Young. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. We are now at the unfinished business section. Items F1 through F4 will be moved to a future meeting date. Our final item, F5, is for a resolution council policy manual communication budget. I'll look for a motion.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the change to the council policy manual.
Motion been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. This brings us to the consent portion of our agenda. I'll look for a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion been made by Councilmember Pui, second by Councilmember Wharton. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. This concludes our Salt Lake City Council meeting. Thank you, everyone, and the council's formal meeting stands adjourned.